welcome back to my channel. It's Pat the Encourager. How's everybody doing today? Today, guys, I am doing a collab by Mama T Speaks, which is called hashtag Mama T Speaks Mother's Love. We're going to talk about mothers today, and I have the opportunity to talk about my mother and what she means to me. I'm also, because some of us have the help that had the help of being raised by grandmothers, aunts, um, adopted parents, godparents, just many different people. And so I had the privilege, me and my brothers, of being raised by my grandmother also. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my mother, and we're going to talk a little bit about my grandmother. So welcome to my channel. All right, so what's up, y'all? So even though my mother has passed on, we know that this Mother's Day weekend is not happy for everyone. Some people are mourning, whether it's recent or whether it's been a long time. A mother's love, a mother's affection, a mother's presence, and that void could never be filled. We have memories that we wish not to remember, but there's some memories that we want to hold on to for dear life, and those are the memories of our mothers. My mother name is Barbara. My mother passed away in 1998. And I told the story, well, part of the story, because I didn't even tell all the story about when I was sick and when I went through on my deathbed. And so that was one of the things that happened, guys. Unbelievably, she passed when I was at my lowest, when I was sick and I had to bury my mother, my strength at that time, the backbone that was holding everything together. And so, she was such a beautiful lady. She loved her family. She loved her kids, okay? She did not play. She would fight in a minute. When I say fight, she would literally fight. And she was short just like me and feisty. And she was just a beautiful person. And she was an accountant. She was so smart and lovable. Got along with many people. And, she poured so much into us. And coming up, I realized that there were issues that, we face as women, we face as mothers. Listen, I call this a job. I call this a gift. I call it to be an honor to be able to be a mother, but it's not easy all the time. And so we are special. God created us to be special because we give life. We give life, y'all. We birth, we bear, we push. Oh, God. We're protectors, we help to guide and to strengthen them and to pick them up and encourage them and to correct them. And, we do all these things that we pour out as a mother, and we do all these things. We wear so many different hats, but I am grateful for mothers, because mothers instill things into their daughters to continue to push and to know that you're valued and know that you're loved and to know that you are someone and that you deserve the best. And those are the things that my mother instilled in me. And she instilled in me that things wouldn't always be good all the time, but you had to know how to adapt to the good and the bad and understand that trouble don't. Yeah, and so she just had to instill in me that trouble don't last always. And not only does mothers pour into daughters, but we pour into our sons, we pour into our grandchildren, we pour into strangers, we pour into the neighbors, we pour into the nations. You know, listen, we just pour wherever it needs to be poured. And one thing that we have to learn as mothers is that when we need that time out, you know, the old commercial, Calgon, take me away. Listen, when my kids was growing up, I always had Calgon to put in my water to take that bath. I also used to do things, and I would tell my friends this. When I would be on my way to take them to school, or either in the evening before I would go pick them up, and this is with the sports, you know, guys, we know about that. You know, the mothers that have the children in sports and things of that sort, I will go and get something that I would love to eat. I love Chinese food, or I will go get shrimp. And I will pull into a parking lot like a grocery store or a mall. And I would smile and I would think that it was so funny. And I would sit there and I would eat. And I would turn my music on and I would lay back in the car. But guess what? That was my time. I had to get it in when I had to get it in. You get what I'm saying? And so as mothers, we have to know how to take that breather, but we have to know that we have an assignment to complete, because one day they're going to be grown and we're going to see the fruits of our labor. And the Bible tells us to train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they're old they won't depart. So when you train them up in the word of God, no matter how temptation and things come, and they may do things that, hey, we like, what? That's not what I taught you. But the word would always draw them back. It would always be in their heart and in their spirit. And we have to trust of what we poured into them, because we didn't always do what our parents wanted us to do or what they taught us. And so I've learned how to love. I've learned how to forgive as being a parent. I had to learn how to understand. I had to learn that I have 4 children. They each have different personalities. And so what I did with one, I had to relate to each one of them according to their personality. And so I wanted to just say that. And so we do the best that we can as parents. And as parents, we have to really, really love our children past the stages that they go through in life and support them. So I wanted to talk about my mother. And so, you know, my mother went through some things that women go through. And so thank God for grandmothers, because my grandmother stepped up. My grandmother and my grandfather, they stepped up, and she raised me and my 3 brothers. I'm the only girl, and my grandmother's name is Lillian. And so, she was just a woman, as you say, a virtue. She would get up every morning, and you would hear her at the sink washing dishes, singing Precious Lord. You will see on that table that Bible open, and you will see Psalms 23. I think many of us coming up, we knew how to quote Psalms 23 because we saw it all the time. But Precious Lord was her song, and she always sung it. And you would smell the breakfast cooking, and you would see her going in the basement and washing and coming back up and ironing the clothes. Listen, my grandmother was the type, she didn't allow us to go in her kitchen. She didn't play. Once she cooked and we ate, okay? We ate good. Right now today, I would say I don't know how she did it, okay? Because she had her own 8 children plus us 4, and her and my grandfather. We were all in one house, okay? She did it though. And I know that she got tired. And I know now, as being grown, as being a mother, there were many nights she went in that room and she shed tears, but she did it. And the one thing that I learned from her, I never heard her complain or say things bad about my mother in her absence, because she understood as a woman what my mother was going through. And so she prayed her through it. And so I honor my grandmother for instilling so much into me. And one thing that I always remember that she told me. So one thing that I remember her instilling in me, and at this time my children were younger, and she said, "You probably gonna think this is the bad thing for me to say. You're not gonna understand it right now." But she said to me, "Never give your kids everything." She said, "Let them know what it means to work for it. Let them know what it is to desire something and to want it and to go after it. If you give them everything, then they won't know what it is to accomplish something on their own." So I'm just, grateful for my grandmother, because she didn't have to take us in, but she did. And so I thank God for mothers today. I thank God for grandmothers today. I thank God for aunts and sisters and daughters and, adopted parents and neighbors and anyone that plays the role in nurturing children. Blessings to you. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And guys, do not forget to go over to Mama T Speaks channel and watch her video. Connect with her channel. She has amazing recipes. She has Tell It Like It Is Tuesday. She does that. You will love her channel. So I just wanted to come and to share part of my life, and wishing you all the best Happy Mother's Day. Praying for those, praying for your strength, praying for God's grace that will get you through this day, that the memories and the good memories will linger, and that they will guide you and help you through it. It's been over 20 something years, and I still miss my mother. I still long for my mother, but God wanted her, had an assignment for her on the other side. So God bless each and every one of you. It's your girl, Pat the Encourager. I love you all. Until next time. Bye, everybody.